Let me know if you guys can hear me. Testing, testing. Let me know if you guys can hear me. It's really early in the morning here. Markets are going to be opening up in just a few short minutes. Well, pre-markets are going to be opening up in a few short minutes. So I'm not even sure if anybody's going to be watching this, but wanted to get a quick video out to you guys so that you guys would have some information for the pre-markets. I'm sorry I'm getting this out to you guys so late. It's just been crazy. I had a really tough time sleeping last night with migraine. And then with a newborn, I ended up sleeping all day. So there you go. It's just been crazy. I got to tell you, having a newborn in your 40s is a lot harder than having a newborn in your 30s. But we're getting through it. I was hoping to be back to the normal videos by now. Unfortunately, still not getting any sleep, but we're here. So just real fast, if you don't have a lot of time, I'll knock out the normal portion of the video in 20 minutes, and then we'll get to your questions right after that. Also, a reminder, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions, which may or may not be accurate, and please do your own research before investing in any asset. Also, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and follow the page if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get into the normal portion of the video real fast. Don't have a ton of market news to add on to for today. We do have some inflation numbers coming out towards the end of this week, but I don't really think those are going to affect the markets that much, since it's all pretty much been built in to the fact that the Fed is already doing their tapering. They're already going to be raising interest rates next year. So I don't think inflation numbers are going to be that big of a deal much longer. Okay, the other thing real fast is yesterday I talked about how in the United States, they're going to be doing some, they want to tax unrealized gains. And quite a few of you have commented that that only affects 700 Americans, so who cares? But you got to understand, these are the 700 richest Americans, literally the 700 people with the most money, billionaires. Pretty much all of them are billionaires. And how do you think that those 700 billionaires are going to pay those taxes? They have to sell assets. They have to sell their stocks in order to pay their taxes. And so what's going to end up happening is, if that goes through, it's going to cause significant downward pressure in the stock market. And we could see some huge drops as over 700 billionaires start selling billions of dollars worth of stock. So that's why I bring it up, and that's why it's a big deal. Okay, let's get into the specific stock picks for you guys real fast, and then we'll get to your questions. I'm not going to do a full hour. We're going to keep it short because I got to get to bed. But first thing I want to talk about real fast is going to be SHIB, which is our SHIB. And this one, Zip Trader thinks SHIB will continue to run higher as brokers advertise offering it and more people decide to buy it. SHIB was up on Tuesday at the time of the recording this video. Okay, I'm not recording it. Sorry. And is consolidating between the 10-day and 21-day EMAs. The technicals are all still bearish right now, but it's encouraging to see support at the 21-day EMA. Now, overall, the consolidation continues, and I still expect a breakout later this week, but I'm not really sure if it's going to break out to the upside or the downside, because the consolidation right now is on the RSI is neutral. If it goes up, I think it'll probably double in price and delete a zero. If it goes down, I think it's going to bottom out at around 4 zeros and a 2.7, which would be right here at the 100-day EMA. Zip Trader said that while SHIB remains speculative and risky, he said he would be shocked if SHIB does not have another rally within the next few weeks. Okay, on to the stocks. We're going to start with AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. Zip Trader let us know that AMC reported great earnings on Monday. Not that AMC is a fundamental play, but that news still sent the share price up 8% during the day on Monday, although it did drop 4% after hours once the earnings call came out. Now, AMC remains very bullish technically, and I still think it's going to hit $49.50 later this week or next week before bouncing off of this $50 resistance level, at least temporarily, coming back down to probably the 10-day or 21-day EMAs, and then rising back up again. All right, next up is CAT. This is Caterpillar, and the traveling trader remains a long-term bull on CAT. The share price ran up 4% on Monday after the infrastructure bill was passed, but it also formed a gap, which I think will get closed at some point. If you are interested in CAT for a long-term hold, I would try to buy in closer to $205. And the traveling trader let us know the CAT recently hit a high of $245 earlier this year, so it still has quite a bit of upside potential back to all-time highs. When they reported earnings, they beat on their earnings, and they also provided positive forward guidance. So that's why it was up so much. Okay, next up is CHPT, and this is ChargePoint. They're the largest charging station company in North America with more than 70% of the total market share. They're also in 16 European countries and growing. Chris Zane said that after CHPT ran up over 11% on Monday, it's now time to take profits in the short term. CHPT created a big gap that is most likely going to get filled. I think CHPT is going to drop down to around $25 before continuing higher. It's also at 74 in the RSI, which is overbought. So I agree with Chris saying that now would be a good time to take profits on CHPT if you are a short-term trader. Long-term, CHPT remains a great long-term investment. And next up is LCID. This is Lucid Group. They're an American EV manufacturer. Zip Trader said that while he likes LCID as a long-term play and likes the company and likes the vehicles, that he no longer sees LCID stock as a good deal. Zip Trader warned not to chase LCID, and I agree with that. LCID is massively overbought, sitting at nearly 85 on the RSI. LCID needs a breather. If you're currently holding LCID, you might want to consider selling and taking profits. I think there's a strong chance that you're going to be able to buy back in under $40 and possibly even under $30. In fact, Stock Mo sold out of his original investment in LCID on Monday, and he's going to use the money to invest in other companies. LCID has earnings coming out on Monday, November 15th, and it's next Monday, and that could be a downward catalyst for the stock, depending upon how they are doing with their costs. I also want to warn you that LCID is going to need to raise some cash soon, so there is a chance that they're going to do a share offering sometime in the next few months. And that, of course, would put more downward pressure on the share price. And next up is OSK. This is Oshkosh. They're a military and commercial specialty vehicle manufacturer, including electric vehicles. The traveling trader likes OSK for a long-term hold. Now, OSK ran up recently in anticipation of the infrastructure bill getting passed, and it's now starting to get overbought, but it isn't quite there yet. While all of the technicals are bullish, I would not be surprised to see a small pullback before OSK runs up again. When OSK is bullish, OSK bounces off of the 21-day EMA, and the 21-day EMA closed Monday at $108.70. So for a long-term hold, I would try to buy OSK closer to $110. And next up is PAVE. This is a U.S. infrastructure development ETF. The traveling trader said the infrastructure bill that was just passed is going to take years to play out. So for a long-term play, PAVE includes most of the infrastructure stocks that will benefit from the infrastructure bill. And this is an easy way to get exposure to infrastructure stocks without having to handpick them. And next up is PLTR. This is Palantir. They're a data analytics company. Chris Zane let us know that PLTR is reporting earnings today before the opening bell. They're going to be reporting earnings at about 8 a.m., so in about 6 hours. The technicals are neutral, so whether PLTR rises or falls on Tuesday will greatly depend upon their earnings. Chris Zane thinks PLTR will drop on Tuesday, and he said that if PLTR drops down to $24 or less, that will be a buy opportunity on the stock. Now, I agree with that, considering how PLTR has a long history of bouncing off of the 200-day EMA, and the 200-day EMA closed Monday at $23.47. Personally, I think PLTR might rise up to around $27, $28, and then it hits this resistance level again, and then it swings back down to the 200-day EMA. But either way, both Kristen and I think this will eventually get back down to that 200-day EMA around $24, and I think $24 would be a good buy-in price. Next up is PTRA. This is Proterra, and they're an electric bus manufacturer. It's a company I haven't talked about in like 10 months. PRTA ran up 17% on Monday after the infrastructure bill was passed, and the traveling trader likes PRTA for a long-term hold. He would prefer to buy it under $12, though. I agree with that buy-under price, especially since PRTA created a gap on Monday that should get filled later this week. Next up is SDC, Smile Direct Club. You can't see it anymore, but SDC was down over 23% in the after hours. And let's see, trading starts here in 2 minutes. So I'll come back to this in about 2 minutes once trading starts, and we'll talk about it. Let's go over to TAN first. This is an ETF. This is an Invesco Solar ETF. And although TAN ran up in anticipation of the infrastructure bill getting passed, the traveling trader still thinks there's a lot of upside potential in the long term. TAN hit a high of $125 back in January, so that still leaves a 25% upside back to all-time highs. In the short term, TAN is bullish on the candles, but bearish on the MACD, and it's about to form a death cross. Death cross is when this golden line crosses below the blue line. I do expect TAN to drop down to at least the 50-day EMA, which is the green line right here. No, I'm sorry. My apologies. It's this blue line right here. The green's the 100. So I think it'll drop down to this 50-day EMA, which is the blue line. And it's possibly going to go all the way down to the 300-day EMA. We'll see. As for a long-term hold, I'm going to give you a buy-under price of $90 and an ideal buy-in price of $80. And next up is TSLA. This is tech and EV manufacturer. TSLA was down almost 5% on Monday after Elon Musk sent out a tweet over the weekend saying it was going to sell 10% of his Tesla shares. Now, in reality, Stockmo and Tom Nash explained how Elon Musk has to sell some of his Tesla shares. He really doesn't have a choice. Elon Musk has about $15 billion, about $25 billion in stock options. It's going to be a $15 billion tax bill, and he needs to sell some of his TSLA shares in order to pay the taxes on his options. All right, the pre-markets have opened. Let's go over to SDC for a second, and you'll see it's down 23% pre-market, trading currently at $4.04. So what's going on with it? This is Smile Direct Club. They're a manufacturer of teeth straightening aligners, and they're a direct competitor to Invisalign. Now, Jeremy with Financial Education discussed whether or not now would be a good time to buy SDC after it dropped over 23% on bad earnings. SDC is down 75% from all-time highs. Jeremy explained that earnings were complete trash. SDC saw a decrease in both revenue and earnings, and their losses increased. Further, they said Q4 earnings will be bad also. Now, despite all of that, Jeremy with Financial Education still thinks SDC is a good long-term hold. He did point out how SDC has plenty of cash on hand to weather this most recent storm. And Jeremy actually bought more shares of SDC after hours on Monday. He also said that if SDC drops down to $3.90, that he would buy more shares on Tuesday. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. Right now, pre-market, the bid-ask spread is real big, so I have no idea what direction it's going to go. But we'll see. Just a quick update on our pre-market here. I see Caterpillar. Let's see. Okay, Lucid pre-market's up 2.72%. So for now, it looks like it's going to be another big green day on Lucid. PLTR pre-market's up 3%, right at $27.60. That is the level of resistance. So it does look like it's rising right now going into earnings. We'll have to see what happens at 8 a.m. in about 6 hours, if it can hold this or if it's going to drop. But right now, PLTR is up 3.4%. So I think it's going to drop. I think at this point, it will drop on earnings. Okay, that's going to do it for all of the recap from the stocks. I just wanted to real quick give you an update on the channel and clarify a few things people have said in the comments. First of all, no, these live videos are not better for me. They're actually worse for me. They're better in the sense that it saves me about 3 hours of editing time, but they're worse in the sense that when I do a live video, I get less views, less subscribers. I make less in ad revenue. The regular videos are far better for me when it comes to the YouTube channel. And so I'm not doing these to hurt people or because because I just don't want to do the chapters or any of the other stuff. I'm doing these live videos because it saves me 3 hours of editing. And I really like being able to come in here and interact with you guys. So that's what's going on with that. Just a heads up. I do plan to get back to the regular videos as soon as I'm able to get some sleep. But for now, we got to do it this way. Okay. NIO. Nobody really talked about this, but I'll just bring it up real fast. Uh, it continues to have its bullish breakout run. I don't really see this slowing down anytime soon. It was up 2% on Monday. It's up 0.8% right now in the pre-markets. So it looks like this will go well. By the way, I want to show you guys something on Webull. If you guys are looking for stocks to buy in pre-market trading and you're looking for, maybe something that kind of moved on any kind of action or anything. So this works both in the phone app as well as right here in the desktop version. But go to the market tab, which is a little globe. And then if you're on the phone, you just got to scroll down a little bit, but you're going to see the top gainers and top losers. And what you want to do is you want to actually go to active. And so the reason I do active is this shows what's jumping up on volume. So for example, we have this PPSI stock, which I don't know anything about, but I see it's down 18%, almost 19% of the pre-markets. It's showing really, really high volume. This is something that's moving. Naked Brands, NAKD, up 33% pre-market, and it's one of the big movers. LCID, F, Ford, AMD, EDU, FCEL, these are all high volume pre-market movers. This is how I can often find stocks. So NAKD, for example, right? NAKD is up 33% pre-market, up to almost $1 here. And it has super duper high volume. So this is one that could continue to ride. I'm going to pull up the 1 minute chart for you guys real fast and kind of show this to you. So we saw the big jump after hours, okay, and then a big drop after hours, and then now it's just continuing the rise up that it had in the after hours last night. So this is one thing you guys can kind of look at for any sort of ideas on maybe some day trades. I go to the market tab, scroll down on the phone app, and I look at volume on the most active. And that often will give me great ideas on day trades. So like this PPSI, which I know nothing about. The day trading, I don't care about fundamentals. I'm only looking at technicals. Something like this, you can see that it had this huge, huge spike from $6.29 all the way up to 12. It doubled in price over here. Some sort of news. Don't really know what's going on with it, but it then dropped and now it's rising back up. So it's down 20% pre-market. This is one that I would look at. Technically, it looks like possibly quite a bit of a rebound back down from the $12 high it was at, all the way down to $8. That's a big drop. That's like 40%. But I can also see that technically it's running kind of bullish. So this, for example, might be one that I would consider day trading, where I might buy in here and hope to sell later in the day around $9 or $10. Buy in at like $8, right? So those are the kind of things that you can kind of get in these early pre-market action that, a lot of people in the US, they're still sleeping. You guys don't really have a lot of availability on that. But if you're elsewhere in the world, you can trade these pre-markets and make some pretty big gains before most people in the US even wake up. So that's that. Let me go see what kind of comments we have. I'm curious what you guys are up to this early in the morning, or I guess for some of you guys, it might be evening, but it looks like it's still morning in London. So good morning to you in London. Oh my goodness, you had twins at 47. God bless your soul. Twins were a ton of work in my 30s. I can't imagine having twins almost 50 years old. God bless you. Let's see. Israel, good morning. Good morning. It's great to be with y'all. Yeah, this is what, I don't know. I don't know what NEO's going to do. I have no clue. Earnings are impossible to predict. I stopped playing earnings a long time ago because it's just, you can't predict this stuff. I have no clue. NIO is not like extremely overbought like Lucid is. So it doesn't have that need to have this major pullback. So, it's I'm not thinking that technically it doesn't have to pull back, right? So I have no idea. It's just going to depend upon earnings. Same with PLTR. Just depends upon earnings. There's no telling. Let's see. Oh, let's talk about uh yeah. I think you're talking about SHIB. I saw a Keenan video on SHIB. Basically, all he was saying was there was some article that came out that was comparing SHIB to some time period, like over here or something, where it dropped like 90%. And I mean, SHIB is not even close to the same beast anymore. So trying to compare what happens now to what happened anytime prior to October just does not work. You really have to be forward looking on this, and you can't look at anything prior to October trying to predict SHIB. But yeah, I mean, of course it could dip. That's always possible, right? Like I said, it could possibly drop half. We'll see. Yeah, if SHIB drops down to 0.0, well, 24 is 27, there you go. I'd be very happy buying into that price. I think that would be a great buy-in price. I'm right there with you. I would buy in too. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure it will, just because you still got all that China FUD, but we do have Neo Day coming up, so I think it's going to keep going up. We'll see. Yeah, all your price predictions on NIO 50 to 60, it all seems very reasonable. Y'all are asking about, what is this? VUZI. What is that? I don't even know what this is. Let me just see. Earnings. Okay, reported earnings yesterday. Earnings were in line. They missed on revenue. Okay. Oh, this is that smart glasses company Dead Inside was talking about like forever ago. I remember this. All right, I thought that sounded familiar. Yeah, I never really believed in this one, and Dead Inside's kind of dropped off the radar. Well, the sucker went from what, 32 down to 12. Go figure. I don't know. I mean, up until 2 weeks ago, this sucker was a falling knife. It's still down 1.6% pre-markets at 1180. Technicals have us at, where does that put us at? That puts us at is this the 200-day EMA? What is this sign? This is, no, that's a 50-day EMA. Okay, yeah. So you're still going to be below the 300 and 200-day EMAs. You got the MACD histogram starting to fall. You got the RSI falling. You got volume dropping off. That's all very, very, very bearish. Yeah, it's hard to predict right now, but it looks like this is probably going to continue to be a falling knife. It looks like it wants to keep going back down. So long term, though, let's just take out the long term real fast. I don't have Q3, but it said Q3 was 3 million. Is that what it said? I think that meant 300 million. Hold on. Negative 13 cents. Okay. So, oops. There we go. That's what I meant. Okay, a little improvement over last quarter. Sales are about the same as last quarter. but it's still not recovering. You had this big sales bump Q4, Q1, big drop in Q2, and then flat for Q3. That's not good. I don't like to see high growth stocks going flat or down. I don't even like this long term. Let me just see if anybody on TipRanks has any predictions on it, but this is not looking good. They're looking about as bad as Smile Direct Club, honestly. Okay, so these are all way too old to matter. Um, these are just too old. I can't even count those for anything. So, unfortunately, we don't really have anything there. Uh, Tip ranks investors, that's retail guys like you and me. They're positive on it. Bloggers are guys like YouTubers, but bloggers on Seeking Alpha, and they're bullish on it. The news has been pretty bullish, although the technicals and fundamentals are both negative. So definitely the fundamentals long term look very bearish. The technicals look very bearish, but everybody is bullish on it, including well, and Tippering says hedge funds. They really mean institutions. So institutions are buying it, bloggers are buying it, retailers are buying it. So despite the negative technicals and negative fundamentals, it's pretty popular stock. So I would have to dig into this more. My guess, and this is just a guess, is that it probably has a good story. Maybe some increased customers or something on the horizon. But for now, it's looking like it's going to be a struggle. But if you believe in it, then it might be a good time to buy for long-term hold. Just keep in mind, I do think technically this will continue to be a falling knife in the near term. All right, hopefully that helps on a stock I haven't looked at in months. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, sorry about that. When I'm doing these live videos, unless I really prepare ahead of time, I don't have the ability to pop it up on the screen any bigger. But that's why I try to say it multiple times. Hopefully you can rewind a little bit and get the ticker symbol. Let's see. TOBAF, one we haven't talked about in a little while. Let's see. So obviously bearish right now, but we're still at this strong level of support. We've got not quite oversold in the RSI, but close. MACD histogram is rising, so that's bullish. So in other words, this is a stock that has been dropping. Technically, it is showing signs of bottoming out, but we don't have any confirmation of a bottoming out here yet. But again, I've always looked at this as either a short squeeze play or a long-term hold. I still hold my shares. I like it for a long-term hold. I think they're going to continue to do great. I'm not at all concerned about whatever drop here. And yeah, and I'm not going to put any more money into it right now, but I'm happy with the shares that I bought, and I'm just going to hold them. So at this price, I think I'm like break even on it right now, but I'm pretty happy with this. I don't see any concerns right now. It looks like a drop that's bottoming out. Let's see if we still have that. Curious if we still have the short interest on it or not. Let's see. I don't know if I can pull up the American ticker or not, but we'll pull up this one. Well, that's interesting. So on the Canadian ticker, it looks like some short sellers covered big time. And that actually is very bullish. When you see utilization, that's the yellow line here, by the way. Let me see if I can get rid of some other lines. When you see utilization drop from 100% all the way down to 50% and then stay there, that's a very, very bullish sign. We saw the same thing happen with a few other stocks. And basically what that means is that short sellers feel like the stock has dropped as low as it's going to go. They feel like they're not going to get any more money out of it. They've got max profits. And so they're covering their positions. And so this is a sign that short sellers think that TOBAF has bottomed out. And based upon the technicals, I can see the same thing. So actually, everything looks really, really bullish right here. And this will be technically a great time to buy in. Based upon the short sellers covering, this would be a great time to buy in. Everything looks great on this stock right now. We're not going to get the short squeeze, but still a great long-term hold. Let's see. I'm not going to do a long video here, so I just want to see if there's any others that I got more than one person asking about. So let me just look through these real fast. Okay, just general advice on trading in the stock market. I see a lot of new investors. When you're brand new in the stock market, you don't really know what you're doing, of course, because you're brand new. And it takes a long time to trade and kind of figure things out and learn how to find stocks, learn when to buy, learn when to sell. And so since you don't really know, what you're doing, you generally about the only thing you can do is just buy what other people are buying. And a big mistake that a lot of people make when they're new investors is they will buy things that are running up. And what ends up happening here is you get a stock like AMD, you see it run, and you think, oh my gosh, this is running up like crazy. I want to buy in and make some of this money. And this is called FOMO, or fear of missing out. And so what happens is you end up buying in here, and then inevitably you get one of these situations where it runs up. At this point, it was, where was it on the 80? It was at 87 on the RSI. And so it hits 87 the RSI, it runs up, you buy in, you think you're going to make all this money because everybody else is buying it, and then it drops, and then it drops, and then it drops. And so in this case, it dropped from 120 down to 100. It dropped 20%. And then usually when you're a new investor, you think, oh my gosh, I buy it. And then you say, crap, it's dropping. What do I do? And then you sell. And this is how you end up buying high and selling low and losing money in the stock market. So the problem is, if you buy in right now, you're literally buying at the top. We're at 87 in the RSI. This thing is going to tank back down just like it did back here. And so you'll hear this term from YouTubers a lot. It says don't chase. And what that means is don't buy in after stock has already run up a ton. That's called chasing. It's called buying in because you have a fear of missing out on profits. And then in reality, you're buying the very top, and then it drops down to 130, 120. You panic, you sell, and you're just constantly losing money. And I get it. A lot of new investors do it because you just don't know what to buy. You don't know what to sell. What I would say is this: if you're a brand new investor, there's two ways to learn how to trade. One is you just get in there, you figure it out. You probably end up losing thousands of dollars before you finally figure it out. And that's fine. I did the same thing. I was a college kid back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I was just getting in there and figuring stuff out. And I lost tons of money. It's really one way to learn. Now, the other way to learn, of course, is go get a trading course of some kind, right? So I just want to throw this out there for you guys. If you're new, you're looking for some sort of training course, over on my training page, scottcurry.me/training, I've got a link over there to Zip Trader U. And Zip Trader has a training course for new investors. If you've been trading for a few years, it's not going to help you. It's really for brand new investors. So if you want to sign up for that, I got 15% off discount code for you guys. You can go over there and check that out. And I really think it'll help out if you're brand new. If you are asking questions like, should you buy into AMD? No, don't chase. This would be a FOMO play. You're 99% chance you're just going to lose money. I would not be buying into AMD right now. It already ran up, and I think time is up on that one. So hopefully a training course will help you. It's a lot cheaper than losing $1,000 with trial and error. The other thing you can do is you can do a paper account, do a paper trading. So in Webull, there's this little, it looks like a stack of money and it says paper trading. And you just click on that and then you can pick what you want in paper trade, whether you want to learn day trading, you want to learn swing trading or long-term investing. You can do paper trading and that can help you without actually losing any money. Now, the only downside to paper trading is that you don't get true bid-ask spreads and you don't get true fills. So it's not going to give you a super accurate representation, but it is a way of learning. And I do recommend any new trader do paper trading before they start trying to live trade. Okay, let's see if there's anything else you guys, I got more than one person talking about. I'm not going to take this on forever because I got to get to bed. I do have a few super chats here, so thank you guys for those. We'll just go through these real fast. Thank you, Mo, for the $5 super chat. Workhorse and PayPal. I'll look at these real fast for you. Looks like Workhorse continues to be a falling knife. I thought they were looking good fundamentally. Okay, this was back in Q4. They had that profit. So earnings coming up on, what's the 9th? Is that today? Yeah, earnings are coming up today. Okay, obviously nobody can predict earnings. But so this is one of those situations where you've got a stock that's just been a falling knife forever. It is up 4% in the pre-market right now at $7.18. Which puts it slightly above the 10 and 21-day EMAs, but still not above this strong 50-day EMA. So overall, it's really hard to say. Now, the RSI is at 48, which is 50 is completely neutral. The MACD is at 0.10, and 0 is completely neutral. So we have a situation here where the technicals are 100% neutral. And it is impossible to predict what WKHS is going to do for earnings. So we'll just have to wait for earnings to come out and see. And then next one, we have PYPL. This is one that I'm actually really bullish on. We had the big drop. Right now, earnings came out. It dropped 3.8%, puts us at 220. But the 220 level is where it puts us right about here. So that would be below this very, very strong support level going all the way back to, this is a strong support level going back to December of last year. If we broke below that, that's going to be really bad news. We'll have to see how this actually closes on Tuesday. See if it can close above 226. But right now, the pre-markets don't look good at all. But you never know. A lot can happen in the pre-markets. But right now, this would have to rise quite a bit from the $220 level. If it closes below this and it doesn't get right back up, that could be really bad. So that scares me a little bit. Actually, I really, really thought this was going to bounce and go back up. I'm shocked to see it continue to drop, though. I don't know. I might end up buying in here. I'm going to have to think about this one. This might be a good buying opportunity for a long-term hold. But we'll see. So hopefully that helped. I am bullish on PayPal, but that drop is really unfortunate. That could really kill the technicals. But we'll see. Let's see. Another super chat. Thank you so much, Froggy, for the $3 super sticker. Unfortunately, I can't see it on this stream thing, but you have a pair character stretching his arm out forward, raising his thumb up. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah, I'm curious. Did you find a swing trade? Swing trades are so hard to come by in this day and age. No, you did not find a swing trade. Swing trades, by the way, are when stocks swing. Like this was a swing trade, went up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's a swing trade. Uh, this is consolidation. Uh, so when you say swing, I assume you're asking like long-term hold. Look, we're at 52 on the RSI, neutral. We're at 0.05 on the MACD, neutral. This does not make a good swing trade at all. I would either look at that as a long term or, well, definitely not a good day trade, not a good swing trade. The only way I would consider that one would be a long term hold. Let's see. Oh man, I am so tired. We're gonna cut this off here soon. I just want to see if there's anything else you guys are really, really needing to talk about. Yeah. Sleep is essential. Get it when you can. Yeah, tell me about it. That's how I ended up getting that migraine yesterday. Lack of sleep. Let's see. Mo, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate you guys. All right, man. I'm gonna get to bed. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, you're funny. Buddy, I got a newborn. Babies don't sleep. Newborns do not sleep. They're up all day long. Thank you guys so much for everything. Really, really appreciate you guys. We're going to call it quits here, and I'm going to get to bed. I got to be up at 7 a.m., so I need to get a few hours sleep here. Have a great night, guys, and we will see you all later.